retreated, and they're backing up behind the trenches. They're scared of our panzer tankers. They're ramming beacons, the SS-15s, whether the SSU, whether the SSFU, and whether the SST brands, whether models of tankers. With the shiny uniforms, some of the soldiers wearing machine gun capes with machine gun helmets. The server just gets heavier and heavier. At this rate, lots are going to the microwave, nuclear bomb, and chemical gas. While at Romania, the only way left to speak is a ciphery way. Romania language of English is a cipher. It doesn't mention the cipher language. The cipher English doesn't really know the privation and delusion drives. These aren't even here. We should directly walk to them and shoot them. Who cares, right? Don't even quiz. If it matches it on and identify it. Like it's often, after we saw this way, whether taking a bit of sort of at an rally, then over there, back to there, it's like hesitation. After all, I guess trained a lot for it, or trained within the school campus, probably a wider factor for it. It then goes out there, whether it's, these ones can still be counted as humans. They're not human, they're fiends. We shoot them, the culture doesn't diminish. We shoot them, it doesn't interfere us. Culture replenish back. The most stable form of society is slavery. And notice, if we actually mention everything and play like a slave or be slave game, or whether sort of that sort of model, that's how everyone has been doing it for. And whether that's where the passion lies from almost all the participants, except the retards and whether the goofy ones. Somehow it became using the word retard is like a bit offensive. The Nazis always have a reason somehow, none of which makes sense. And by processing that reason, it's always like, sometimes with solutionists and comparative commonly, or whether also with, whether more commonly, or whether commonly also with, whether also commonly with, and whether also with considerable amounts of, whether it's also a spell of exhaust. So it will be delayed there. It is going to combine with one-on-one, this exploitation. Equality is such nonsense, because by after knowing equality is crap, it still doesn't have to know the enemy. Almost all of the movie doesn't portray a number-based villain. It is me that actually sent it to UN, and now assuming we are going to send ISIS and soon liberate the whole place. It's going to take a while before this video gets on. It gets a bit of trouble. And this type of stuff is what people wanted. The righteous, proper people, right? Often will be mentioned like, whether it's polite people, it's as if they're super polite. They're not even polite, they're average. But whether reason they are, whether probable average, or whether probable average. Those that are sort of extreme are extremes upon extreme. It's already sort of extreme and still not so polite when the person is being mannered. That's something that's very minimal, right, in a way. Lots of the tackle, there's tons of distortion sets. Wrong examples are given to us. The wrong examples. The whole place is like to trick you and believe they're fighting us without any honor, and neither we shall give them a proper answer on a direct nuclear strike, probably gas a few. Once it's more to the momentum, I may put seriously gas those. I'll probably fillet those, depending on the case, of course. Whether depending on the case was. You want to vote for what? For Republican? I voted for Democrat. Why? Oh, a thug finally we have a thug intellectual, or whether sort of a military officer and also academic. That's a combination we sort of meet, and the fields are sort of drought for whether in much of it, whether search. I had mentioned so much of it. Someone else do something, stop being some sort of. There's a difference, right? Both persons, both candidates, a bit of parallel to the public, One could walk in Auschwitz and post that as a news, whether the news present as such. And the other could also do similar, whether same, whether recent, or whether at first, and whether same, whether just, and whether, and whether, and whether recent, and whether another, whether, and whether same, and whether similar. But the other candidate, whether one of candidates, is going to directly whether another case for whether recent are probably considerable or false, or for whether another, whether parallel, could direct, could pound towards the enemy. Today we have so many of these lock-gated words types. Reason considered by the change of subject there. Not heroic. Reason there, another, whether considerable as another change of subject there. A lot of this, notice that the problem comes from the amount of overusage and what the terrorists misuse it and what misuse it and use it interactively to combat against us, to combat against, to Nazism combat against, probably to compare it whether to more suitable. And there goes a reason there of on and whether of on which and whether of the probable considerable as providence of whether providence mentioned of. And then we got the verses would fight us, and almost like one of the Jewish females which to keep presenting itself and to annoy, and it doesn't even know what it is. Arrogance probably drives it being a factor, whether that's one factor reason there. 30 billion joules. That'd be like some simulation, some fantasy one. Winter has captured the hostile targets, hence launched them between summer and autumn. A 4 single months, what I think 4 of the months, we striking multiple targets, ran our coastal batteries, shipped more AA guns, and upgraded our infantry standard equipment. With or without Italy's help, and whether reason there, whether Italy's reinforcement, because someday they didn't invite me to birthday, neither indirectly. Well, a lot of others, some of the generals also went, and I guess they were invited. I'm humbled by your trust, Presidente of Mexico. I'm scared of your outfit. I'm marveled by your beard. And I'm motivated by your daughter, the better daughters, and her friends. What a beauty! It will shed a light so cool. That's such a great babe. We say this route, this one from the California then. In El Paso, in Los Angeles, and San Francisco. In 4 months, I had captured 1,000 mates, and shared only a few. Some of the admirable better male, whether the associated ranking, whether some of the powers, whether some of the personnels, whether selected personnels by the convention board, or whether by the comfort woman selection board. What's that? Taylor Swift is naked? How can that happen? My funeral? She wants to have you, sir. She's in the room right now next to the chandelier. Ah, very nice. Very charming. I'm almost scared to even thought of it. We were both 27 when I first saw it at the Berlin conference, and we were signing Geneva Convention, and we previewed Oscar Accord, whether we toured at a exhibition and we noticed whether we were at Oscar Accord on 2 different days.